I made a lot of mistakes. I'm an imperfect person, just like you are, just like everybody else is. We all make mistakes, right? But do you grow and learn from those things? Because I have.
The so-called toast lady has come out to apologize after her video of mocking people on food stamps went viral. But people are saying they ain't buying that apology because she already showed us who she is. It's one thing to make a mistake, but it's another to openly mock people who are already struggling just to survive. Let me remind you a bit of our video, what she said.
Messages for all the people that are complaining that they're not getting their food stamps for November. What did you do with October's food stamp money? What'd you do? Did you stock up on pantry items and try to shop smartly? Or did you just go buy a bunch of processed garbage?
She thought it was funny asking what people did with their October's food stamp money, but hunger, poverty, and survival, they are not jokes. When you ridicule people who are already fighting to put food on the table, you reveal your true character, okay? So let's get to see what she's talking about. Then you're going to decide whether you're going to take that apology or not, okay? Let's dive into it.
Hi guys. I know you guys are waiting for my video explaining myself. I did just finish my interview with Wayne, and it didn't go exactly the way I expected it to go. I thought he was actually going to ask me a lot different questions than he did ask me. So I just wanted to preface the interview video by letting you know that there will be more videos coming forth that will further explain my position on the food stamps issue. I just want to say to everybody while you're waiting for that video that I didn't get a chance to fully explain myself because he wanted to keep things short. But also, I never intended to hurt anyone's feelings. Anyone who knows me in real life, that I interact with on a regular basis, knows that I'm not a hateful or harmful person. I would never purposely, intentionally mock a group of people, especially poor people, when I myself have been poor. More times, often than not. I mean, I used to make really good money at one point, and then I was down to making no money. And I've gone up and down, but that's what life is. Life is a whole bunch of mountains that we have to climb, and then you go down and climb, go down. That's just how life is. But it was never my intent to hurt anyone's feelings. And I also really need to make it clear that I was not talking to all food stamp recipients. I know I'm going to forever be known as the toast lady, but I'm really hoping through all of this that we can turn this into something positive rather than negative. And just know that any proceeds from the video that I post now, this video, and going forward, any videos that have to do with this subject and the video that I posted in the past, there will be donations made to my local food pantry. A church that I used to go to, I actually sold a mattress to the lady who runs the food pantry there, and they were the sweetest couple. They were the nicest, and she had told me when she was in that the food pantry was really suffering and they needed a lot more food coming in. And that was just within the last couple of weeks. But all of this has happened within the last week. And I have not had a chance to go and donate and do the things that I normally do because I've been so enthralled with all of this. I'm on news channels and people are making South Park, AI videos about me. And, there's a lot of comments I've responded to, hundreds of thousands of comments and videos, and it's been a lot. So just know that there will be further explanation coming, but all of the proceeds from any of these videos is going to go to that food pantry. So that's all I wanted to say. I hope you guys are having a good Halloween, and I hope you have a good night.
You're ugly. You're a toad. That's what people are saying about you. How do you respond to the online hate?
As far as the way people are talking to me, I think a lot of people have a lot of anger in their hearts. And as a Christian, I haven't really reacted to any of those types of comments on my page. I'm mostly just deleting those types of comments. I would never talk to somebody that way. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, yeah, but you talk down on all these people about food. But I wasn't talking to all people who receive EBT or food stamps. I was talking to a specific group of individuals that get assistance that don't do right by their assistants.
Okay, so when you were making the video, I'm going back to the video again. When you were making the video, did you not realize that the whole universe would watch your video?
Well, not really. I mean, a lot of my videos, I've only had one or two that actually would be considered semi-viral. I usually get somewhere between 200 and 500 views on a video. So I didn't think that people would really, too many people would see it. There's such a, I actually made a video on this recently within the last month about how small and almost impossible it is for your video to actually be seen on TikTok. There's 130.
So were you employing, in that video, were you employing the method of rage baiting, right? Where you just post something out there? Is that something you were trying, or was that in your mind?
I would say that it's not. For me, when I make a video like that, it's not intentional rage bait, but it could be intentionally controversial just because of what the type of reaction that I do get on my posts. I notice that people do tend to engage more when you have topics that are controversial.
Okay. We need to talk about your kids. A lot of people think that you don't have custody or something like that, right? So tell me about that. Are they right in assuming that you at least one time lost custody of your children? And I understand, I don't know if you have minor children. Do you have minor children right now?
No.
Okay, so they're all adults. So at some point in time, did you ever lose your custody, and what was that situation?
So I never wanted to talk about this topic because I try to keep my kids, pretty separate from my TikTok. Every once in a while, I'll be like, hey, we went to Wild West City or something like that. We went to the movies. But I try to keep my kids off of social media as much as possible. But as far as the custody issue goes, since everybody is so curious about my life and are making up assumptions, I feel like it needs to be cleared up. So I just wanted to be very, very clear that I never lost custody of my children for abuse or neglect or to the state. I have 3 children. My oldest is 25, my middle one is 19, and my youngest son just turned 18. As far as each child with the custody goes, it's a different issue for each child. So my oldest, she's actually an adult. She has moved out of the house. She lives with her fiance and their son. My middle daughter, she lives with my mom, and we share partial custody. And the reason being is that she needed partial custody paperwork for my mom.
You said your mom does not live with you. So you do not live right now with your mom or your grandma?
Correct, I do not.
When was the last time you lived with your mom or grandma?
I have not lived with my mom since I was 21 years old, and I'm 45 now.
Okay, you're 45. You're Gen X. That's all that matters. Okay, we're going to stop the custody thing because I think your answer is it's complicated, but you never lost custody, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, it is complicated. Each child is a different scenario, but I never lost custody of my kids, and I would never abuse or neglect my kids.
At the end of the day, words have consequences, and so do actions. The apology might be out, but the damage is already done. People remember how you made them feel, not just what you said after the backlash hits.
Given the fact that the SNAP program is in jeopardy and 30% of the recipients are either disabled or elderly, a lot of people thought that your video was tone deaf, giving not only the timing, but offensive to a lot of people. They thought that you lacked humility and compassion and were punching down. And I agree. What do you say about that? Your tone.
Okay. So as far as the tone goes, it definitely was an aggravated tone for me. And it came because I had just watched another video that, kind of set me off, right?
Was it the one you mentioned in your video that someone had been making $1,100 on food stamps? Was that the video you were watching?
Correct. That was one of the videos that I had watched that really led me to make that video because I was really aggravated. I had just woken up and I made breakfast. As everybody saw, I was eating my peanut butter toast. But as a Christian, I do realize that the humility that I am receiving from this means that I should recognize those mistakes and learn from them. And also in this particular instance, care more about how I made everybody feel. And it was never my intention to make people feel bad about themselves for receiving assistance. I know a lot of families need assistance.
So, okay, so you're apologizing for your tone. Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely am apologizing for the tone in the video. I don't believe that what I said was necessarily wrong in the video. I just believe the way I said it and the fact that I didn't show the audience like who exactly the audience was that I was looking for in that video that I was speaking directly to. I think it was misinterpreted and not communicated.
So you apologize for your tone. To me, it came off like someone just pissed in your Cheerios or your toast, I guess. You mentioned about the things that you said were not wrong, you said. Now, you did mention that the Democrats were responsible for the shutdown. Whether or not it was right or wrong, was it necessary to include in this video? And the reason I asked that is because if I were a Democrat and I was on food stamps, not only would it feel like you're punching me in the face for the food stamps, but you're also punching me in the face for my alignment. And I would think, like, does this woman hate me that much?
No, first off, I don't hate anyone. Okay, let's get that straight. I don't hate anyone. I don't wish ill will on anyone. As far as the Democrats go, and the reason why I brought up Democrats in the video is because most people knew that there was a government shutdown, like that it was imminent, and I wanted them to be prepared. I came from a place more of preparedness and aggravation at the same time, which is why I asked people if they shopped smartly, if they stocked up on pantry items with their October food stamp money, because the Democrats are holding people hostage right now, and they're using them, by their own words, as leverage. And I don't think that they should be doing that. There's been a clean CR that's been voted on 13 times now, and they absolutely refuse to pass that bill.
And this should be a wake-up call for everybody. Compassion costs nothing, but cruelty can cost you everything, you know? Your reputation, your job, and even your peace. Hate and arrogance are too expensive to keep, all right? It doesn't cost you much just to be kind, just to show empathy and compassion to people who are already struggling. She says she has been poor before, but right now she bridged that gap. She feels it's now okay to mock people. And the fact that she didn't see any wrong with what she said makes the apology meaningless, you know? Because it shows that her real intention was to hurt other people. That's who she is. So she can't change. We already know who she is, okay? And I've seen so many videos circulating of MAGA mocking people who are already on food stamps, forgetting that even 76% of those people who rely on food stamps, they live in red states, you know? They are people. So it's their people they are mocking, but I think they have a particular group that they're trying to mock, you know, not necessarily white people, because they think and they thought that people who relied on food stamps, they were black people, brown people, or even immigrants. You see, racism is very expensive, and they are too blinded by racism to even think that white people don't even need the food stamps. But majority recipients of these food stamps, they are white people, okay? So thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share. Have a good one. I'll see you in the next video.